Excel overview. We can launch Excel either typing in the search Excel and clicking on this app, or we can as well launch it from here. So this opens up Excel. In the file menu, we'll have different templates. So if you want more templates, you can click here. So welcome to Excel. This is the blank workbook. Welcome to Excel drop down tutorial, formula tutorial, Power Query tutorial. If I click on more templates will show up. So you can choose any of the templates and work on that. So let us choose the blank workbook. So this is the blank workbook. So it opened the book 2. So I'll close this. So we'll go back to the book 1. Now this is the home tab. This is the insert tab. This is the page layout. This is the formulas, data, review, view, and developer tab. So these are all the tabs, and inside the tabs we'll have these groups. If I click on page layout, you have the themes, page setup, scale to fit, sheet options, arrange. And if I click on formulas, you'll have this group, function library, define, names, formula auditing, calculation. So those are the groups we have inside these tabs, and this whole part is the ribbon. So if I click on home, this is the ribbon. Insert, this is the insert ribbon. This is the page layout ribbon. So inside the ribbon we have those groups, and if we come down here, these are the cells, and if I click here, it shows in the name box, this is the column B and row 1. If I click here, it will show column B and row 5. So these are the cells. So if I just drag this, so this is the range. I can enter the data inside this cell. So if I want to enter the data, I can just click on that cell and enter the data. So I entered student here, and if I select that cell and then delete it, the whole value will be deleted. So let me write down again, and if I want to delete only part of this value of this cell, then I'll double click here and click on the backspace to delete the part of the cell. Clicking on the control key and the end key will take you to the last column of the spreadsheet, and clicking on control key and home key will bring you back to the first column of the spreadsheet. Similarly, clicking on the control key and page down will take you to the last row of the spreadsheet, and clicking on control key and then page up will bring you back to the first row of the spreadsheet. You can navigate from one column to another column by clicking on the tab key. If I tab it, I'll go to from A to B column, tab, tab, tab. And if I want to come back, I'll press the shift tab, shift tab. And if I want to go back from here, if I just click enter here, I'll go to the next row, and if I want to come back, I'll say shift enter. So I'll move back to the original position. So that's how we can navigate here. Now let us enter some data. Student performance. So if you enter the data, it looks like this has crossed over to the column B, but it didn't. So if you want to see the whole thing, you can just place your cursor here and you will get this plus sign, and if you double click there, this will expand. Otherwise, if you can just move it manually also. So you can either double click here to auto adjust itself, or you can move manually to adjust the column. So this is the student performance. That is the heading I am giving, and here I say student. The next column say subject, then marks. So student A, subject maths 90, student B, subject maths 80. Now we want this student performance header to be spanned over all the three columns. So click on the shift button and click on select. First of all, select this, click on shift button, click on B columns and click on this cell. Now you can click on merge and center. So now this will merge all the three columns, the first row, and then it will center it, the heading. And these three are different subheadings. This is the main heading. So if you want to underline it, click this underline, and if you want to make it bold, you can click this bold. So it has some bold, it has underline. If you want to make it italics, click here. We can add multiple sheets. This is the sheet 1. I can click here and add sheet 2, then sheet 3. So we can go on adding multiple sheets in this workbook. All these 3 sheets are in the book 1 workbook. We can customize the quick access toolbar. This one is the quick access toolbar where this save button is there. So we can quickly want to save it, we can save it from here. Instead of going here, file, and then save, we can just click here. So we can add icons to this quick access toolbar. Can customize this ribbon. So right click here and click on customize the ribbon. So this will open up. So we go to the quick access toolbar, and there is save, undo, redo, and touch a mouse mode. So I can add this, copy, add. So we have added the copy, click OK. So you can see this copy icon has been added to this quick access toolbar. So we can quickly copy from here and quickly save from here. So we can add multiple icons on this quick access toolbar. Now let us customize the ribbon of the home tab. So I'll just click here, right click, customize the ribbon, and here I'll create a new group. So I'll just go here, I selected this home tab and create new group. So I'll right click on this new group and rename it. I'll rename this as test. Okay, so this test group has been created in the home tab, and to this test group I'll add this copy. Select copy and add copy. So copy has been added to the test group. So we created a new group, test group, and added the copy to that. Click OK. So this test group has been created here and copy has been added to the group. So we can add multiple icons here. Formatting. Here I can just write some ABC and I can click on bold. Let me select this. On bold and click on italics, click on underline, and if I want to change the background color, I can select this background color, and if I want to select this font color, I can click here and then select the font color change to red, background color is yellow, and if I want to increase the font size, I can increase it from here. I can say 8, and I can select what type of font I need. So all these are different fonts, and just select the type of the font from here, and if I click this launch button for the font, so it will open up. So these are all the changes we have made from the group here. So here the color, the font is red, and this is the font we have chosen, and this is the font style, bold, italic, semi condensed. This is 28. I can make it 48, so it will increase to 48. So looks like it has moved over to the next column, but you can just expand this so that this column will be expanded. So you can either double click here or you can just drag it as needed. If you double click, it will automatically adjust according to the length of this string. And let us click this font launchpad again, and here there are other effects like you can say strike through. If I select it, there is a strike through. Now let us suppose there is a string 1st and I want to make this as a superscript so that it will show it, st will show above the number 1. So first, so I selected S and T and launch the font launch button. Now I'll select the superscript. So click OK. So now it is showing as first. Let me expand make it big. So now it is showing as first. Similarly, if I want to have a subscript like H2O, now I want to make 2 as a subscript. So I'll double click in this cell and select 2 and launch this and select the subscript. Click OK. Let me expand this. Bigger font. So now it is showing as 2 is showing as subscript and here ST is showing as superscript. Now let us see the alignment. So I'll select this cell. This is the alignment. This is center. So this student performance is in the center now. So if I select this, this is align left. Select this, it move to the left. And if I select this, it move to the right. And if I select this, it will be centered. And let us see this bottom align. So if I let us see this cell, there is a 90 which is bottom align, and if I select this is middle align, so it has moved to the middle. And if I select this is top align, so it has moved to the top. So I'll select back this bottom align. And here you have already seen that if I want to center it, you can center it, left align, then right align. And let us see what is wrap text. If I have some text, so this is looking like it has expanded through this other columns. But if you don't want to expand this width of the column, then you can select that cell, you can click on the wrap text. So this has increased, the row width has increased, and you can see this wrap text. We have already seen this merge and center. Now let us look into numbers. So I'll enter a number 1 here, and I am going to launch this number. So this is a general format. So general doesn't have any particular formats. So this is generally we have entered this one number. So if we click on number, then we can enter the number of decimal places here. So by default it is showing 2 here. I can change this number of decimal places. Let it be like that, and here it is minus 1234.10 or 1234.10, whatever format you can choose it here. So I'll choose this plus 1234.10. So there will be 2 decimal places and the number. So I click OK. So it is showing it as 1.00. So now let me launch this number again, and then here you can use the thousand separator. So for that, let me increase this number to 9111. Now if I select this number and then I'll click on this use thousand separator, so it has separated the thousands by a comma. Now let us select the currency. Click on currency, and here you can change these decimal places. For the present it is 2. So symbol, we'll select the dollar, English, United States. So OK. So it will show $1. So let us click the launch pad again, and if I select this accounting and then the same 2 decimal places, click OK, English United Dollars. So there is a space between dollar symbol and then 1. This is for accounting. For accounting there is a space between dollar and the number, and for currency there is a no space between dollar and the number. Next is date. Enter 1/1/21 and click on this. Select this cell and click on this number, and this date has been selected. We want it in this format, so I selected this format and click OK, and it is now showing it as 1st January 2021. So let me launch this again. I want to select this year, month, day format. So click OK. Now it is showing it as 2021/1/1. So that's how you can show here the date format. So now let us consider the time format. Let's say 10, 1 and 2, hour, minute and seconds. So let us select this, click on the number, go to the time, and I'm going to select it as hours, minutes and seconds. Then it will show in this format. And if I click this and I'll select this format, AM PM. So it is showing it as 10:01:02 AM on number format, and select some other format. Okay, so it will show according to that format you have selected there. Next is percentage. I want to show 0.08 as a percentage. So I'm going to select this because it was in the time format previously. It is showing it as this. So I select this number and I click on percentage and then 2 decimal places, click OK. So it is showing it as 8%. 0.08 is 8%. Next is fraction. I enter 1.5 and I'll select this number, go to the fraction and up to 1 digit. Okay, so 1.5 is 1.5. Next one, let us see scientific notation. 1800. So I'll select this cell, click on number and select scientific, decimal places 2, click OK. So it is showing it as 1.80 plus 03, that is 1.8 into 1000, 10 cube. So that's how it represents in scientific notation. Next is text. So let us select this and change it to from scientific to text. So text format cells are treated as text even when a number is in the cell. The cell is displayed exactly as entered. Click OK. So we have entered 1800 here. So it is showing it as 1800. Now let us see custom formatting. So I have these numbers 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I select all these 4, so here the number, go to custom, and if I give here pound, 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 so pound is a placeholder. Click OK. So we get this 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But here if you want zeros to be preceded for these numbers, to make all the 4 rows as 4 digited, then we can add zeros there. Let me select it here. This, go to the custom, and instead of pound, 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 I 0, 0, click OK. So these numbers are now preceded by zeros. There is only one single digit number, there are 3 zeros. There are double digit numbers and it is preceded by 2 zeros. Similarly, for 3 digits, preceded by 1 0, and if it is 4 digit, no zeros. So the difference between pound and the 0 is that pound is a placeholder and 0 forces these zeros before that digits. Now we'll see another example of the custom formatting. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is the number 0 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So if I select this, go to the numbering format, go to the custom, I select hash comma hashes is pound comma pound pound 0, I get this 1000 separated. This to go here and see, this is 1000 separated. So there are three, where there is a comma, and then what are the numbers that follow. So after this 3 4 5 there is a comma and then 1 2. This is 1000 separated. Now if I don't want this 0 to be showed up, just click on this number, go to the custom, and here I can put a semicolon here, minus pound comma pound 0 and semicolon. Okay, so now this the 0 value has disappeared. It will show as blank space. Now if I place my cursor here, if I select this, I can see that there is a 0 value that exists here. So let me name that 0 value, select it, go to the number, go to the custom. Here I'll name that 0 value as X. Okay, so now if I click on this cell, so this X is nothing but 0. So for outside showing it as X, but actual value inside is 0. Now let's say another example of custom formatting. So I have these numbers 1 2 3 4 and a negative number -1 2 and 6 7 8 9. I want to show this -12 as the loss. So I'll select all these, go to the number, custom, and in the general I'll type pound for the placeholder, semicolon, minus pound space double quotes loss. Okay, so now it is showing it as -12 as loss, but if I select that, there it will show the actual value is -12, but for the viewer it will show it as -12 and it's a loss. So that's how you can show to the user that this is a loss, and but the actual value retains as -12. Let's see another example of custom formatting. We have number 123.456 and 23.4. Now if I select both of these, go to the number, go to the custom formatting, and use the pound symbol, pound dot pound. So this has become 123.46. Previously it was 123.456. So that 5 has been updated to 6. So now it is 123.46 and this is 123.4 as it is. Now if I select this, go to the number, and instead of pound dot pound, I'll say 0 dot 00 0.00. Okay, so now it has added the 0 after this 4, so 0.40, so that it will be 2 decimal places. So previously it was 123.4, so it had made it 2 decimal places, so it has added a 0 after the 4. So pound maintains the place holding, but 0 adds a 0 if there are if you want 2 decimal places. If you say 0.00, then you're asking for 2 decimal places to be there. So if there is only 1 digit of the decimal place, it will add one more 0 to it. Conditional formatting. So let us have some numbers 2 3 4, 10, 5. So let us select all these. Go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than, I'll say greater than 2. Okay, so 3, 4, 5 are greater than 2. So if I want to remove this rule, I can go to conditional formatting, clear rules, clear rules from selected cells or from entire sheet. So clear rules from entire sheet. Now we'll go to the highlight cell rules, and less than is similarly we can do that, between, equal to, and let us see the between 2 and 4 is showing 2, 3, 4. If I say between 3 and 4 is showing 3 and 4. So let me select this conditional formatting, clear rules from entire sheet. Now let us take text A, B, C, D, and B again. So let me select this conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and text that contains A, it is showing it as A. If I say text that contains B, so there are 2 B's, it is showing me 2 B's. If I say C, it will select the C. So let us remove the rule again, conditional formatting, clear rules. Now conditional formatting, I'll go to the duplicate values, select duplicate values, it is showing the P is duplicate. Highlight, I'll just clear this rule, clear rules from sheet. Now let us say from date, ten 2021. We drag this. So we got 2nd October, 3rd October, 4th October, 5th October, and 6th October 20. So I'll go to conditional formatting, highlight cell, and this date occurring. Date occurring yesterday. Yesterday, if I go here and show the date, today is 4th October. 4th October 2021. So for yesterday, it is showing 3rd October 2021. If I say today, it's showing 4th October 2021. And tomorrow, 5th October 2021. If I select this week, it will show starting from 3rd October. 3rd October is Sunday. So starting from Sunday, it will show this week. And here you can change the colors, whatever colors you want. Okay. Now let us see top bottom rules. So select this, go to conditional formatting, go to top bottom rules, click on top 10 items. Top 10 items is showing 5. I want top 2 items. Top 2 items is 5 and 4. Now go to conditional formatting, clear rules from entire. Conditional formatting, top bottom rules. Now we'll see top 10%. 10% it is 10% of 5. Because there are 5 count. The count it shows here as there are 5 items. So if I say 60%, 60% of 5 items is 60 into 5, that is 300, 500, that is 3 items. So 60% of the items is 60% of 5 items is 3 items. So it is showing 3, 4 and 5, and because we are rank in the top, let us just cancel this. Instead of clearing the rule, let us not apply the rule at all. Conditional formatting, top bottom rules. Similarly, bottom 10, I'll just see this bottom 10 example. If I say bottom 2 is showing 1 and 2, I'll just cancel this, clearing the rule. I won't even apply the rule. Now top bottom rules. Now we'll go to above average. So here for this 1 2 3 4 5 average, here you can see average, it is showing as 3. So 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 2 14, 14 plus 1 15, 15 by 5 is 3, average is 3. So if I conditional formatting, top bottom rules, if I say above average is 4 and 5 because average is 3. Similarly, you can select the below average. Now conditional formatting, top bottom rules. So similarly, you can select the below average. Average is 3, so below average is 1 and 2. I'll just cancel this so it won't apply the rule. Now we'll see conditional formatting data bars. So let me select this data. Click on conditional formatting, go to data bars, and I'll select the gradient fill. You can see this one is showing this much. It is increasing as the data increases. 1 2 3 4 5. For 5 it is the maximum. So let me clear the rule. The rule, you can just say from selected cells or from entire sheet, just anything you want. So now conditional formatting data bars. So we will have some solid fill. So this you can see more clearly the solid fill. In gradient fill it is a little bit lighter. Solid fill is much darker. Now we'll see color scales in conditional formatting. We select data, go to conditional formatting, select the color scales. If I select this, you can see the color scales. Conditional formatting, color scales, select some other color scale. You can see this color scales it has selected. Select this formatting. Now I clear the rules from that sheet. Now we'll see conditional formatting icon sets. Select this data, go to conditional formatting icon sets. So if I select this, you can see 1 and 2 down arrow, and 3 is this right arrow, 4 and 5 is up arrow, 1 is again down arrow. So it has calculated based on some average that these two are decreasing, this is the average, and these two are increasing, and again 1 is decreasing. So if you have a lot of data, then you can understand that how the data is performing. So now let us select this thing. Now conditional formatting and clear rules. Now let me select icon sets, select here these ratings. So if I select this, you can see 1 is showing very less, and it is increasing a little bit, 2 3 4 5, and again 1 has decreased. So you can see diagrammatically how this data is performing. Now let us see format as table. So this is the month column, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, and the profits. So I selected that and clicked on format as table. So I can select these. So I select this, and there are my table has headers. Click OK. So we got this month and profit as a table. So if you want to select, you can select from here whichever month you want. But if you want to avoid these, so you can select both of them and then go to table design, the filter button. So those selections are gone. So you can filter by this using the filter button. So if I want to change this to another format, I can select this, then can select some other tables style. So this is another table style. So this is the format as table. So I can use these all these to format the table. Now we look into cell styles. So let us undo this. So we came back to the original position and select this. Click on cell styles. So here we can select these cell styles. Suppose I say the 600 is good. I select this cell and I'll say this good. So it is showing it as green. And this one I'll say this profit is bad. So I can select this bad. Now we can as well select as comma separated if it is in thousands. So here when I selected this comma separated, I got dot 00, and if they are in thousands, I'll get a comma after the 1000. Suppose I want to make this 1000. So I get a comma at the 1000 separated and dot 00. So let me select this cell again. If I go to cell styles, so instead of comma, if I say comma 0, the comma is showing decimals. If I say comma 0, then the decimals will be gone. So similarly, here I'll select the cell styles. I can as well give this currency. If I select currency, I'll get this currency symbol. There I'm getting rupees, Indian rupees as currency, and there are decimals. But if I don't want these decimals, I can select the cell styles and currency is 0. Then the decimals are gone and there is a currency symbol here. So and the cell style is the percentage. If you click this, you'll get the percent symbol. I can select the headings. Click on cell style. So let me select these two, column and this column. These are the headings, cell style. And if this heading 1 is bigger, heading 2 is smaller, heading 3 is much smaller, heading 4 is much more smaller. So if I select heading 1, the font is quite big. Basic functions of Excel. So this is the profits chart for 2019, 2020 and 2021 for the months Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. So we want to find the total for the year 2019. So I can select here. We want to display the total in this cell. I can select here and go to the sigma symbol and click on sum. So it is showing from B2, but we don't want this B2 row. We want to start from B3. So I click here, change it to B3. So from B3, this is B and this is 3, column B and row 3. So this is the sum of from B3 to B8, and I click enter. It is showing 210. 10 plus 20 30 plus 30 60 plus 40 100 150 210. So this total it is showing as 210. If you want to find the month total, you can just write the formula here. Is equal to sum of, I want from B3 B3 comma then C comma B3, enter. So now we got the 30 here. So either you can select from here, or you can just write the formula just like I have written it is sum of B3 comma C3 comma D3. Now let us calculate the average. So in this cell I want to show the average. So I selected this cell and I am going here to the sigma and select average, and it is selecting from B2. So click here, change it to B3. So we want to get the average from B3 to, we don't want the B9, we want up to B8. So I click here and change it to B8. So the average from B to 8, B8 will show up here. Press enter. So this is 210 and there are 1 2 3 4 5 210 by 6 is 35. You can as well write the average is equal to average formula, just like we have written the sum here. You can as well write that way, or we can select it from here. Now let us see the count of the number of count number function. So in this cell I want to show the count number. So go here, select and click on count numbers, and we want it from B3. Click here and change it to B3, and this one we change it to B8. So from B3 to B8 we get the number of records. Click enter. So there are 6 records. 1 2 3 5 6. So this gives us the count. Now let us see the max and min. So in this cell I'll go here, click and click on max, and we need it from B3. So click here, edit it, B3, and we want up to B8. Click here and to B8. So from B3 to B8 it will find the max of the records. So now click enter. So 60 is the max from B3 to B8. Similarly, we can find out the min. Go here, click here and click on min and change this B3 B8. So and click enter. So 10 is the minimum. Now let us calculate totals on this side too. I'll name this total. This is equal to sum of 4 comma D4 comma 4, 4 comma D4, and hit enter. So this B4 4 and D4 equal to sum of D5 comma 5 comma D5. enter. If I want to copy this formula to the next cell, I can just drag it, and this formula has been copied. 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180. So we can as well calculate with the is equal to sum, or once we calculate for one row, we can drag this and the formula, same formula will be applied to the other cells. Now consider we want to find out where the profits in 2021 is greater than 30. So this is greater than 30. So we want to find out the count of how many records are there where the profit is greater than 30. So this is a smaller table, so it is quite relevant here, but if you have a lot of records, then this will be useful. For that, I can say equal to count if of, we have to give the range and criteria. We click this effects here, we can give the range. What will be the range for the year 2021 we are considering, and what is the criteria? Should be greater than 30. How many records are there? Click OK. There are 3 records. So these 3 in the year 2021, these 3 records have got greater than 30 profits. So we got the 3. Now if we want to find out sum of these totals for the same condition, so for 2021 the profit should be greater than 30, and we have to find out this totals for all the years. For April, for all the years 2019, 2020, 2021, the total is 120. For May, this total is 150. For June, it is 180. But the criteria is this criteria that for 2021 the profit should be greater than 30. The profit is greater than 30, then we get these 3 records. We want to find the sum of these 3. Here we found the count of the records. So to find the sum of those 3 records, then we should say is equal to sum if. Then click X button. We have to find the range. What is the range? This is 2021. What is the criteria? Be greater than 30. What is the sum range? Sum range is this total column. So click OK. It is showing 450. So 180 plus 150 is, this is 330. 330 plus 120, 430 plus 20, 450. So we got the sum total of this, where the profit for 2021 is greater than 30. So for these 3 records, we have found this total. So we have used the sum if for that result. Similarly, we can find the average if is equal to average if. Click on this X button. The range is the range. The criteria should be greater than 30. Average range is this one. So it is 150. That is 450 divided by 3 is 150. Date function in Excel. So first of all, let us find the date difference between 2 dates. So the start date is 30th November 2019. End date is 20th January 2021. So let us find the days, number of days between these 2 days. Let us say days difference. So I'll give the formula is equal to date DIF is the function, and start date is in the cell A2, comma, end date is in the cell B2, comma, we want the days difference, so in double quotes we will give T and end the braces, enter. There are 417 days difference between these two dates. So there will be 31 days in December 2019 plus whole of 2020 will be 366 days, that is because it is a leap year. So this 31 plus 366 plus 20 days in 2021. So it will total up to 417 days. Now let us find the months difference. Months difference. So here I give the formula is equal to date DIF, and then start date is A2, comma, end date is B2, the cell B2, and comma, you want months, so in double quotes, yeah, enter. So there is 13 months difference because there are 12 months in the whole of year 2020 and 1 month in 2019, that is that month of December, because the 30th 11 is November month, so 1 month in 2019, that is December month, and whole of 2020 is 12 months, total is 13 months. Let us see the years difference. Years if this is equal to date DIF of start date is cell A2, comma, end date is cell B2, comma, and we want the year difference, so in double quotes Y. So 1 year difference because the months is 13 months difference, so 12 months makes an year, so it is 1 year difference. Now let us see the days ignoring the years. YD, so is equal to date DIF of A2, comma, B2, comma, YD. Enter. So ignoring the years, we are finding the number of days. The number of days would be, if you ignore the year, either 2019 or 2021, so what will be the month here left over? That is the December month in 2019, which has got 31 days, and there are 20 days in the 2021 year. So 31 plus 20 would be 51 days. Because we have ignored the years, we are counting 31 days in December month and then 20 days in this year. Now let us see why. Yeah, that is we are considering months and then ignoring these years is equal to date DIF, start date is in the cell A2, comma, end date is in the cell, and Y M. So 1 month, that is if you ignore the years, the only month between November and January is December. So if you ignore everything else, years, days, so November month, so the difference between the November month and January month is only 1 month, that is December month. We got YM denotes this 1 month. And now we'll see MD. We consider days, ignoring this months. So we will be ignoring months and years too. So is equal to date DIF A2 comma B2 comma MD. Enter. So 21 days. That is, if you ignore everything else, so there are 20 days here and 31 days, because for a month the maximum is 31 days. One day in this is 30th November, so 31 is one day, and this is 20 days. So MD will give us 21 days. Now let us add 1 year to this end date, that is 20th January 2021 plus 1 year is 20th January 2022. So let us see how do we add this. Add here. For that we'll give the formula is equal to date, and we can extract the year from that date using this year. By year of B2. B2 is the cell where the date we are considering. Year of B2. For that year we are adding 1 year. So year of B2 plus 1 comma month of B2 comma day of B2. Then close the brace. Enter. So 20th January 2022. So if I click here, you can see this formula here. Date of year of B2 plus 1. We are adding 1 year to this B2 value, that is 20 January 2021, and month of B2 and day of B2. Now let us see the date value function. Date value function. This will give us the number of days from 1st January 1900. So if I just consider the 1st January 1900 itself, we'll see the what is the serial number it will be. Is equal to date value of 1st January 1900. Close the braces, close the double quotes, then braces, enter. So 1st January 1900 we got serial number 1. So if I give it as 2nd January, this is in DDMMYY format. So if I make this 2nd January, then it will be 2. So from 1st January 1900 you will get the serial number 1, 2, 3. Each day the serial number increases by 1. So it will be the number of days from 1st January 1900. So if I change this from, let it be 1st January 1990, but let us change it to 1st February. This is DDMMYY format. So 1 to 1900. So this will be 32. So 31 days is in January, and February 1st it will be the 32nd day. Now let us look into date function. Date function. So here you can calculate a maturity date. So number of months after a particular date. If you want to fix the maturity date, you can use the date function. So for example, let us say this end date. We want to say that the maturity date will be 3 months after this end date. So 20th January 2021 is the end date. Is equal to date of B2 comma number of months, I am saying 3 months. Close the brace, enter. So this will give us in the date value like number of days from 1st January 1900. So if we right click and format this cell, you can as well format the whole column, but here I am showing how to format this cell. Right click and format cell, and instead of a gender, it's choosing a date format. So by default it is DDMMYYYY. So press OK. So this is 20th April 2021. So the formula we used is E date for B2 3 months we are adding. So this is January month here. So we are adding 3 months, that is April month, 20th April. What does EO month function? Month function. So it will be the same as number of months after this particular date, but it will show us the end of the month. So here we went 3 months ahead from 20th January. So instead of in end of month, we will go 3 months ahead and go to the end of that month. So let us see what it will give us. Is equal to EO month of date would be, we are taking B2 comma 3 months. Enter. So let us format this. Right click, format cells. Let us take the date. So this is giving us 30th April. So 3 months ahead of January is 20th April, and end of that month would be 30th April, because 30 is the maximum number of days in the April month. So end of month will be number of months ahead and end of that month. Next, today function. Today. So here I'll give the function equal to today and traces 13/11/2021. I go here 11 Saturday. Next is weekday. So if I want to find out the weekday of this month, is equal to weekday of 10 to 7. So Saturday is the number is 7, and it starts with Sunday as 1. So 1 to 7 will be from Sunday to Saturday. Saturday is 7. Next is now. Is equal to now. This will give the date and the time. Time is in hours and minutes here. Is now. If you want to display just the time, you go here. I want just the time. So is equal to time, hour, minute and second. 10 hours, comma 1 minute, comma 12 seconds. So it is showing us 10:11 a.m. So if I right click here, then go to the format cells. This is the custom time that is showing it as AM and PM. So I can change this. Yes, if I select this time, it will be in hours, minutes and seconds. Okay. So 10 hours, 11 minutes and 12 seconds. What we have given in the formula, that is 10, 11 and 12. Forecast. We have the following data from 1st November 2021 10th November. We have got the profits from 1st November 2021 to November 2020, which are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now we have to forecast from 6th November 2020. What will be the profits? So for 6th November 2021, we'll give the formula here in the forecast column, equal to forecast, and this is the x value we have to choose. So from 6th November we did the data, and known y values, that is the profits, is the profits from B2 to B6, comma, and known x values. Values are the dates from B2 to B6. Close the brace, press enter. So we got for 6 the value is 60. So if we just drag this, so we get 60, 70, 80, 90. That's how we can use this forecast function to predict the values in future. Now let us see how we can calculate the forecast graphically. Let me delete this column. We'll calculate it again. Cast. Here I can create a graph here, and click on this insert. Just select this data. Click on insert. Click on line chart. Let us select the line chart here. So now you can see that's from 1 to 10 are there in the axis, from 0 to 60 on the y axis. So we got data up to, so we got these points 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is a linear graph. We have taken this simple data so that to clearly understand how the data is going. So this is a linear graph. Now let us select this data again and go to the data and then forecast sheet. So we got this forecast sheet now. Forecast end would be 10th of November. This to 10th of November 2021. So this is growing linearly 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it will be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Went up to 100. And there are options here. Click on the options. Forecast start is 5th of November. Confidence interval is 95%. So seasonally it is detecting automatically. It has got the timeline range and then value range automatically selected because we have selected in the Excel sheet itself, so it has reflected that, and we can now create. Click on create. Now we have got this graph and we have this created here. Is 5th of November is 50, 6th of November 70, 80, 90, 100. This is the forecast of profits, and we have these confidence intervals. You can see the confidence bound, lower confidence bound profits and upper confidence bound. Because this is a linear graph showing it as 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, same as here. So if it is fluctuating, then they will be showing some confidence level difference. So here I drag this up and see this. This has gone up to, this is the forecast. This blue color is the actual values. It is up to 50. This is forecast. This orange color is forecast, which is going up to 100. Because we have calculated 10th of November. So each day it is increasing by 10. So from 5th to 10, it is increased by, it will increase by 50 more. It has reached up to 100. So that is how it is showing this forecast. So this is how we can graphically check this forecast and see how the data is moving. Now let us change the data a bit and then we'll see. Let's change this to 3 to 4. This is to 1. Then this is in 5. So this is not linear. Now let's see. Let us calculate in the similar way like this. Now insert. I'll insert this graph. So we have got this data like this here. Now we want to know what is it for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Select this data. Now click on this data and click on forecast sheet. So you can see forecast and should be 10th. Let us select 10th. Options would be the same. We're not changing any of the options. Then we'll click on create. So it has created this forecast. On 6th it is 2.1, on 7th it is 1, on 8th it is minus 0.01, 9th it is minus 1.1, on 10th it is minus 2.1. So similarly we got the graph here too. We drag this graph. You can see these are the blue line is the actual profits, forecast profits is the orange line. These are lower confidence level and upper confidence. You can see this dark line is the actual forecast. This is the lower confidence level and this is the upper confidence. So you can see these values got plotted here in the graph. So that is how we can calculate the forecast using graphical method. We can add data labels here. Let me now you click here chart elements and you can add the data labels. So now you can see the values here. We drag this a little bit. So now you can see these values 2.1, 1.0, minus 0.0, minus 1.1, minus 2.1. The blue color is profits. This orange color is forecast of profits. And this light orange is lower confidence level and upper confidence level for these two lines. Now let us change the chart type and see. So right click here and change chart type. Here you can choose a bar or a column. Let us choose the column. Click OK. So here you can see these are the columns. You can see blue is the actual and forecast profits. Orange is the forecast profits. You can see this here, this, and upper lower confidence bound and upper confidence bound. So we can change the chart type and then we can see in different chart types how the data looks. Now let us try a trend line. So if I select this here, this is the chart elements I clicked on, and then I'm selecting the trend line of profits. Okay. So you can see this trend line. This is falling down. The profits are falling down.